Hi, everyone. Welcome to a very special edition of Carson's Take 5 with Ryan and Sonu, live from an eclipse. We'll talk about that in a second. Sonu, we're titling this one, Recession Fears Eclipsed Again. I mean, how good is that?
Yes.
Once again.
No, so where are you at now with all the glasses? Has the
Well,
eclipse
right
happened?
now, I mean, it starts...
Hey, Dad.
Oh, excuse me. Here's my son, Gus. Yes,
Dad,
Gus?
what's a total lunar eclipse?
Gus asked, what's a total lunar eclipse? No, son. I'm recording my podcast. Get it? Did it work, Sonu? Was that good?
I think so. We'll go with that.
Yeah. No, son. You guys get it? Yeah, maybe it was a
Yes,
total
no sun.
disaster. But
There you go.
no, so I'm at home right now. I think, again, it's up there. Let me look. Oh, wow. Yeah, we're getting there. I think the total lunar eclipse is in, I think like 15, 20 minutes, give or take. So,
Yes. And I
all
have
right,
one
Sonu,
of
let's
these.
just dive. Yeah, let me see. I'm not going to look up. What are you wearing there? Okay.
An
What do you
old
have?
school projector, pinhole projector, old school, the cereal box.
That's the way.
That's what I'm doing. I'm
That's a
trying
good
to
way
get
to
a
do
picture.
it. So, Sonu, let's just do it for everybody. We're there you go. Let's see. So we've heard so much about this recession. Just on Friday, we had data a week ago. We had data that came out once again. I believe it was 303,000 jobs created last month,
303,000.
Sonu, but like
Yeah.
100,000 more than expected. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, payrolls keep beating expectations. I mean, so what's new, right? Well, this
So
month,
just how strong was that number?
yeah, it just blew past expectations. Expectations were for 212,000 jobs created in March, and the economy created 303,000. But, previous months get revised, and the knock against the labor market has been that, every month we're seeing negative revisions to previous months. Well, in March, we didn't see negative revisions to January and February. So you take a 3-month average, the economy is creating 276,000 jobs a month. That's the last quarter, the first quarter of this year. Compare that to Q4, the fourth quarter of 2023. The average monthly jobs created was about 212,000, right? So we are well above that. In fact, job growth has accelerated. And for perspective, before the pandemic in 2019, we were creating about 166,000 jobs a month. We are 110,000 above that. So I don't know what more there is to say. There's a lot of noise here. Trains and cars and police, ambulances. That's what you get.
We picked the worst possible time to do this because there is a lot going on behind you. This is live. This is how the sausage is made. So again, what we've been hearing so many times, all those jobs are just coming from the government. Or all the times we get some type of a jobs number, it's always just revised lower. 5 months in a row now, jobs have beaten. And like you said, we've had jobs revised higher the last couple of months. But Sonu, again, some people say all the jobs just come from government jobs. Yes, we've seen a lot of government jobs. But talk to me a little bit like construction jobs and retail jobs. We're seeing growth across the board, right?
Yeah, and government jobs, it's not like they don't count. I mean, you're talking about firefighters, police officers, teachers. That's where all the government jobs are being created right now. And they lagged the initial recovery in 2021 and 2022. Same with healthcare jobs. They lagged. They're picking up steam right now. But then you look at the cyclical sectors. Look at construction. 91,000 jobs created over the last 3 months. Just in March, you take construction, retail trade, leisure, and hospitality. These are not non-cyclical sectors. These are the most cyclical sectors in the economy. 109,000 jobs created just in March across these three sectors. That's more than enough. That's almost enough to keep up with population growth by itself, right? So there goes another one and another talking point that's been eclipsed.
We're a lot of eclipses going on right now. So, I think we've kind of hammered it home. Jobs are really strong, much stronger than the economists keep telling us. I mean, Sonu, I guess the worry then, and we're just let's keep eclipsing these worries. The worry is if there's too many jobs coming in, people are maybe doing too well, then there's too much inflation. Is that kind of one of the worries? Or, I mean, is there such thing as too many jobs is a bad thing?
No, it's not a bad thing, and supply's coming back, right? More people coming into the labor force. It's a good thing. Yep. Yes, there's a fear. Okay, will incomes be too hot, right? Will income growth be too hot? Will that spike inflation again? But two good things relative to that, right? Wage growth is actually easing. It's not far above pre-pandemic levels. It's still strong, which means economic growth and consumption is strong. And then the other side is over the last quarter, we've seen hours worked, the number of hours, people are working on aggregate. That's been more or less flat. At the same time, the Atlanta Fed GDP Now estimate for Q1 is about 2.5% inflation adjusted growth, which means what? Productivity is likely to have another good quarter, right? Above trend productivity growth. That means, as you and I have talked about in the past, we wrote this in our outlook, with high productivity growth, you can have strong wage growth without inflation, like the late 90s. And here we are right now.
No, exactly. Well said there. And, just again, so the economy continues to be strong. We continue to see a lot of jobs created, 200, 300,000 jobs every single month. That's not a bad thing. With higher productivity, we simply are not worried about massive inflation. Now, Sonu, this is the first time we've ever done one of these. I'm serious. Like, this is totally black. When you look up, I can see how much time do we have? I mean, how much time's left here? I have no idea. How long
in Chicago, I believe we have about 14 minutes left.
I'm in this recording.
Oh, there you go. I don't know. I think we're close to being done with take 5 in 5 minutes.
Okay.
We may have gone
try
over
to keep it 5 minutes.
You can call it.
So, we went over. It's an eclipse. It happens. The next one's in like 20 years, at least in the United States. So let's talk very briefly here. Yes. The economy still looks good. We saw, stocks started, I wouldn't say crack last week, but we saw some of the biggest down days we've seen in a while last week. We were down on the week. Let's just put it this way. We've had a historic run since October and actually saw some numbers the last 12 months, Sonu. The S&P 500 is up over 30% on a total return basis. That's a great run. We're still optimistic. We are still bullish. We think prices will be higher from today to the end of the year. But at any point, we could have some well-deserved break, well-deserved consolidation. It could potentially be geopolitical concerns. Yes, the election's out there. We're not too worried about the election causing too many hiccups. It's going to get the headlines. The bottom line, some type of indigestion would be perfectly normal after a 30% run in the past year and the run we've had since October. So any final comments, Sonu, on eclipsing any of the bearish theses that are out there?
Look, you said it, momentum begets momentum. We may have a little bit of a consolidation as April starts, but we had 2 big quarters, right? Both double-digit gains. It's very rare to see that in history based on your work. And, things look good. The outlook looks good for the rest of the year.
I'm going to take a look here real fast. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. The sun's not that way. The sun is that way. I'm just teasing. All right, everybody. Well, that was it. We were eclipsing some of the bearish themes, bearish narratives that are out there in the middle of an actual total lunar eclipse. This was your latest Carson's Take 5. We'll be back next week, actually on location, not location, but Sonu and I will be actually in New York City next week for the next time we do one of these. Everybody, hope you enjoyed the eclipse if you're in the path of it, and we'll see you next week. Take care. Goodbye.